Look as professional as Miss Camille over here, but let me introduce you, Camille Valentine, everybody.
Hi,
The crowd goes
Thank you so
wild.
much for having me.
Anytime. Okay, so Miss Camille, you are in mediation. I remember talking about this because you have to explain what you do because you're not a divorce lawyer.
No. I'm not a lawyer, although I am in the legal field. And basically a mediator is that neutral third party that allows you to conclude your legal business much faster than going to court or even going to an attorney. It's much cheaper because it's quick, it's affordable, and you walk away with peace and reconciliation opportunities.
Yes. So these people want to get a divorce. Have they already filed, or they're trying not to?
Well, I'm a full
file?
service. I'm happy you asked that because I'm a full service firm that is able to help take them by the hand, help them file their paperwork, help them take it to the court if need be, provide them with a marital settlement agreement, and also their judgment doc. So from beginning till end, we can help them with that. But I'm not just divorce and family mediation. I can provide mediation services to injustice-based and interest-based conflicts.
Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like, God, you would think I'm getting a divorce because I keep on taking off my wedding ring. No, here's the deal. My son, he'll be 2 in a couple months, and he's a wiggle worm. So when I change his diaper, my ring it scrapes him. And I'm very we always hug each other, and I'm putting him in the car seat, and it's been like he was bleeding.
Sorry.
Finally, I'm like, that's it. I know where my ring is. And people are looking at me like, are you getting a divorce, girl?
So you and the baby's having conflict.
I need mediation over my wedding ring. Okay, but let's just say my husband and I were fighting.
Yes.
Do we see a marriage counselor first, and then if that doesn't work out and it's pretty serious, then we see you?
It could work like that.
Or can I be like, Camille, I want to divorce this guy. I can't stand him anymore. And let's talk about it before we file.
It would be great if someone gave you an opportunity. Those folks who are out there and you are in a conflict with anyone in your family, whether it's your husband, mom, dad, brother, sister, if you've done something to them, if you've wronged them, and you want a way to try to make it up or actually, figure out what can you do to make things as right as possible and you don't know how, then it would be great to have a mediator, a neutral third party that can come and help smooth that thing on out. So,
because you're kind of a counselor, though, in a way, too.
Well,
a lawyer counselor.
No, not necessarily a counselor. The difference between the counselor and a mediator is that a counselor is having a one-way conversation with you, whereas when you're ready to have that two-way conversation, then you have someone in the middle that'll help bring the two hands together so that they can join or reunite or reconcile. So that would be the difference. And so it's just really cool because when you're arguing with someone and you have different conflict management styles, you're trying to figure out how can you get to the other side of the conversation. And sometimes you need help, and that's what I do. I provide that way for you to have some help. Perhaps even, if you and your husband was going through some issues and you want to try to figure out what can we do to reconcile or find out issues or options for us to explore before giving up and throwing in the towel.
Exactly. So so you do the mediation, and let's just say they're like, nope, we can't stand each other. Yeah. We are not going through this. That's when you hold their hand and go through the paperwork and all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So can you handle the divorce, or does that get passed on to an attorney after they do all this mediation with you? What if they we are getting a divorce?
Yes. That happens as well sometimes. Or if there's 5 items on the table and we're able to handle 3 of those, then it helps save them time and money because we were able to accomplish. Exactly. So if we can get some agreements in some other areas, then perhaps when it's time for you to go to court, or if you find that you're just not going to settle on spousal support or even child custody visitation.
That's what I was going to ask you.
So that becomes a battle. Then I can refer you to absolutely the responsible people who could help handle your case.
So do you handle, let's just say a couple's getting a divorce and they're like, I want him on Christmas. No, I want him.
Yes, the visitation plan. Custody, visitation.
Do you do that also? Do you talk that out?
Yes, including holidays, special occasions.
Okay.
I mean, we work through, it's a very detail-oriented agreement. Sometimes, if it's children involved, it can be about 23 pages long, and it becomes daunting if you don't know what you're looking at or just the process in general is overwhelming. So it's pretty cool when you have someone to bounce some ideas off of, and to help you get an agreement with someone that possibly is difficult to talk to, or maybe there's domestic violence in the relationship, there's an imbalance of power. It's comforting when there's
if it's domestic violence involved, it's kind of like, ooh, that's a no-brainer. I don't know if that's, if you're willing to even talk about those things. So tell me other cases, because divorce
other cases. Yes.
Give us an example of, well, I'll give you an example and see if this was, this would be something that you would do. Okay. One of my friends, she's a coworker, and her I don't think it's her real mother. The stepmother helped raise her and paid for something. Her education, let's just say. It was something big. Like she got her Bachelor of Science, and the stepmother paid for it.
All right.
And I don't know if she divorced her dad, because her dad's the one that raised her. I don't know what happened to the mom. Or maybe they're still married, and my friend said that she'd pay her back.
Okay. Well, so there's some money involved somewhere.
She served her with papers saying, you owe me 20 grand for this 4-year degree. Okay. Now, is that something you would do or no?
Absolutely. I'm happy you illustrated that example for us, because now that falls into an interest-based mediation. And so there's different processes that mediators as a professional, we will fall back on, because it helps us to understand what is the real issue. Sometimes it can start off being the $20,000, but what you really find out behind the scenes is that you didn't get an apology, or you did something to the stepmom, or she did something to the stepmom where she was really offended, and so now because you offended me or you cursed me out or whatever it was, now I want my money. So when you start talking to people, we don't talk to each other anymore, Athena.
I know.
Every time we get into an argument or a conflict with someone, we go to this person or that person or that person.
Or how about Facebook or texting?
Or we blast each other on Facebook. How about that? I'll get you. I'll defile your character. But no, there's breaking down the community.
Or texting. It's
texting. Yes.
Why would you text that? I don't know the
tone. I can't understand. Did you mean it this way or that way? So when you have someone that you can actually talk to, sit down, face to face, the old school way, it helps you to, I don't know, I guess make peace in yourself with others,
and
it
a third
ripples
party
effects into other areas of your life and into the community. So we need more peace. Athena,
I agree. And you're like a third party neutral person that you really don't know these people.
No.
But that's good though, because
some people I do know though. But that's why mediation is confidential.
That would
it's
be
also
hard.
Voluntary. But it's self-determining along the way. So.
Well, give us your, I don't know, are you on Facebook, website, phone number, all that stuff?
I'm everywhere.
Camille Valentine, I love, your name sounds like a movie star to me.
Hey.
Camille Valentine, up in lights. Okay, so how do we get a hold of you?
Please, just give me a call. I love to talk to people. I will give you a free consultation. My number is 559-455-3080. Visit my website, Valentine-Mediation.com, or even on Facebook. Valentine-Mediation. Peace.
You are awesome. I think we got it all.
Yay, thanks.
All right, coming up next, we got Penny and Brenda, and Camille was awesome. Call her. Mediation of any sort, not just divorce, other things as well. Yes. And look how beautiful she is.
Thank you.
And you can tell that she's a good person, beautiful inside and out. All right, coming up next, we got our girls, Penny and Brenda. Coming up next on CentralValleyTalk.com, and Mike Briggs and Athena. Mike is out milking the cow.